Hey, what's up, y'all? It's poppin'. It's D. About to react to this impressive vid. Also, this is the first time that I'm recording at nighttime with this camera. So let me know how it looks. I'm hoping it's still decent because that was a big issue I had in the past when I would record on my iPhone on vacation, is that at nighttime the quality was really just horrendous. So yeah, let me know how this camera is holding up in low light conditions. And I also did buy like a travel ring light as well to try to give, more light. So let me know what it's looking like. If it's not looking too hot, then I'll try to adjust the settings. But yeah, let me know. Anyway, this impressive vid is titled Draya Michele TRAPS Young NBA Player Jalen Green with a Baby. She's desperate and has no other options. Damn. She already going in based on the title. So I heard about this situation a while ago when people were speculating that Draya may have gotten pregnant by this guy. I don't even know who this is, but sure. Apparently he's like 21 or 22 or something like that, and Draya is like 40. And I just think it's so interesting that when the roles are reversed, people are, really upset when women bag younger dudes. It's like, oh my God, you're trapping this poor young man. You're terrible. You're horrible. You're this. You're that. But when men date younger women, it's like, oh well, what y'all old bitches expect? Of course, men like young women. Of course, they gonna want to date a 21-year-old. This is what they do. Da da da. Nobody bats an eyelash when Leonardo DiCaprio is doing it. It's all funny and hee hee ha ha. People making charts about how he don't date people over 20 or something like that. Everything's funny. Nobody, has anything negative to say about that. Who else? Marcus Houston. That situation is just actually sick, though. That's just a whole other situation. But even Drake, actively dates younger women. It's even, speculated that he's trying to date Lotto's little sister, and she's like 21, and he's like trying to date her, and Drake is pushing 40 also. And I don't hear people complaining about that or, saying he's trying to trap her or whatever. So I just think this is an interesting narrative. And also, Draya has her own money. So trap who, what, where? Draya has a very successful swim line. I'm sure she does other things as well. She's been like working and grinding for a while now. So it's not like she's a bum and she's just looking for a dude to come up on. So I just think this narrative is odd. It's like, bro, date who you want, do what you want. And I've always said this. Sorry, I'm already ranting and the video ain't started. But I've always said this, even when it comes to men. I've never, had anything negative to say about men dating younger women. It's like, if that's what you're into, do you. Like, okay, like, who cares? That's your business. As long as they are legal, then if that's what you want to do, then do what you want to do. I don't see a problem. The only time I've said something negative is when it came to Diddy, because he was clearly dating Cassie when she was 19, that's you under 21. I think that's when it's getting extra weird. But on top of that, he was using his status and his money to like manipulate her and try to control her and her career. So there was a lot of other shit going on, and Diddy is just a creep and a weirdo. So of course I have something negative to say about that. But as far as these other men, I've never had a problem with it. Do you? That's your business. So why is it a problem when Draya's doing it? I'm very confused. But sure, let's hear Impressive out. Let's hear what she got to say. Let's watch.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Impressive Channel.
Oh, he's cute.
39-year-old Draya Michele announced that she is having a baby with the 22-year-old basketball player.
And here's the thing as well. When it comes to those other men, like Leonardo DiCaprio and Drake, they have history of going after younger women. So it's a pattern. They are specifically seeking these young women out. Draya has dated other men who are her age and around her age. This is the first guy that I've heard of that she's dated who's younger. So it's not like she's preying on young men. Like there's a pattern of her preying on young men, unlike Leonardo and Drake and Marcus Houston and other people. So, what? Sometimes you just end up dating somebody who's younger. I'll talk about my experience at the end. So maybe I'm biased when it comes to this as well. What the fuck ever. But also, he's very attractive. Who is this, bro? Sorry about that, y'all. It's my hotel giving me bottles on bottles. they give lots of water every day, which I need because it's hot as hell here. Sorry. I was saying this man is very attractive. So yes, it's very possible that she just so happened to end up dating him. She didn't go after him or try to trap him. He clearly pursued this woman, and she probably initially was like, you kind of young, and I don't know. And then he kept talking to her, and she like, all right. Because this happened to me, all right? And I was initially, skeptical dating someone who was significantly younger than me. And anyway, this ain't about me and my life, but the point is, leave this woman alone.
Jalen Green. And Draya is getting dragged for filth, y'all. Now, when the Shade Room reposted her announcement, a lot of people had a lot of things to say. This one comment said, I'm 30 and would scream if a 22-year-old tried to talk to me.
Okay, that's you. That's you. You ain't her. That's you and your business. Where is your mama, little boy? That's just rude. And like, you're trying to emasculate him and make it seem like, oh, you're not even a man. I would say a 22-year-old is a man. He knows what the fuck he's doing. He's old enough to make his own decisions. Why are y'all acting like he's a child and he's just this innocent little person? He doesn't know what's going on in the world. Like, bro, miss me with that. He clearly, whatever, bro.
Where is your mama, little boy? No, this ain't it. This is disgusting. And I hope us women give her the same energy we gave Marcus Houston. If the tables were turned and it was a 21...
That's not even a fair comparison. Marcus Houston was dealing with that girl when she was like 15 years old, okay? And wasn't she like on a missing persons registry or something? She was missing since she was a kid. So he basically was a true predator. So comparing apples and oranges here is what you're doing. It's not nearly the same fucking thing. And it's disgusting. He's 22. If he was 18, then sure, maybe you can say that. But 22? That's disgusting?
Child. Young woman, we would drag that man from DC to California in these comments. I have 4 boys, so this irks my soul. But she wanted to come up. But as old folks say, all money ain't good money.
Has her own money.
As a 23-year-old who wouldn't even date a 22-year-old, I'm very intrigued
you.
at what she sees in him.
And y'all quick to say that when these niggas who are her age, they dating 22-year-olds and 23-year-olds. So what the fuck y'all want her to do? When the men, and I'm sure the men that she's around a lot who are like in the industry and shit, a lot of them be dating these younger women, because a lot of these dudes, if you want to keep it 1,000, they be like chasing their youth as well. When they see that they're aging, to try to cling on to whatever youth they can, they gravitate to these younger women. And on top of that, they do feel like, oh, the beauty is associated with the youth, so they're like vampires and seeking after these fucking 21, 22, 23-year-olds. So who do y'all want these fucking 40-year-old women to date then? If niggas their age are dating are dating hella women in their early 20s. I don't understand this narrative, and I think it's wild that she's getting judged so harshly. I don't understand it.
40-year-old woman. So is she a creep and a groomer, or are we going to keep the same energy because she's a woman? Ain't her man the same age as her son? That's so weird. The F? This man literally going to have a 10-year-old child and a 50-year-old baby mom. She's 39 with a 22-year-old baby daddy. Wow, I'm 32 and I could never mess with a 22-year-old.
Nobody is talking about you. Somebody care about you.
She's weird as heck for this. Pregnant by a 22-year-old when you're pushing 40 is insane. Having a baby by a man the same age as your son is nasty work, but congrats. She ought to be arrested. And there were a lot more comments than that. People were going in on Draya, and she deserves it. I mean, Draya is pathetic. The age difference is one thing. And yes, I know older men date younger women all the time. older women date younger men all the time. It happens, but it still doesn't make it less weird. And it's even weirder that she intentionally got pregnant by him, which is why I call her pathetic. And also, she's desperate. She trapped Jalen out of desperation because she knows that she couldn't get a successful man her age. They wouldn't take her seriously. I mean, she's kind of looked at as an industry pass around. And being a hoe has an expiration date. You can only spread your legs so wide and yourself so thin before you get worn out. And Draya has been worn out. And she didn't play the game right at all. If her ultimate goal was to get a man...
I mean, the NFL player wasn't she engaged to him but called off the engagement because he was cheating? So this whole narrative about, oh, nobody want her, nobody trying to take her serious around her age, I don't feel like that's true. Why she got all this smoke for Draya? This is a bit aggressive.
And who would take care of her financially? She should have been more intentional with the way she dated. But when she was younger, she wasn't thinking about that. She only wanted to chase famous rappers and athletes, and she cared about partying. In fact, I do remember the story when she abandoned her son, Nico, her oldest son. She was actually arrested for child endangerment, and she left him alone for several nights. He only had frozen food to eat, and the house was dirty. Meanwhile, she was too busy partying and getting her back blown out by Chris Brown.
Damn.
So her priorities were all messed up, and she was living a fast life. But she did try to slow down a little bit, and she was in a relationship with the NFL player Orlando Sandrick, Cowboys, right? And she had a son with him named Drew. And Orlando actually proposed to her. Yeah. It was reported that he proposed to her with a $400,000 engagement ring. But their relationship was toxic. Orlando claimed that Draya was very aggressive. She pepper sprayed him, threw candles at him, and even threatened to bleach his eyes. And he had to get a restraining order against her. And it was rumored that he cheated on her. And there was just a lot going on. The relationship was very up and down. And Draya then moved on and started dating another NFL player named Tyrod Taylor. When that didn't work out, she linked up with Diddy of all people, allegedly. But as time went on, it started to become harder and harder for Draya to find somebody who could take her seriously. Most successful men her age wouldn't take her seriously at all because of her track record. So Draya's last resort was to get with a 22-year-old basketball player named Jalen Green. Jalen has money. He's still young in his career, so he will be playing basketball.
So I wouldn't say that's a last resort. That's kind of a first resort. How much money he getting?
For a while. So Draya saw him as a lick, and she's like, shoot, let me trap him. And that's exactly what she did. She trapped him with a baby, and he will have to pay child support for the next 18 years. So this was Draya's last resort.
Well, he should have wrapped it up.
Pathetic. It was very pathetic of her to go this route and pick up a man who's much younger than her. And I know Jalen is of age, but still, he's half Draya's age, and also he's the same age as her son. Not to mention, he's the ex-boyfriend of Bria Hicks, and Bria used to be cool with Draya. In fact, T-Snipers pointed out that Draya watched Bria grow up. They said in their comments, I can't get over how Draya Michele was all in Bria Hicks' house and watched her grow up only to start dating that young girl ex-boyfriend, Jalen Green. Shake my head. Draya is dead wrong. She should be dating someone her own age, let alone this girl work for you.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of these women who are hating and going this hard, are y'all upset because y'all can't pull nobody younger? Like, I'm confused. Because, listen, when an old crusty nigga can pull younger bitches, it's usually because he has money. 99.9% of the time, it's because he has money. He doesn't really have to do anything special or be attractive or anything like that. If he got money, he could pull him, all right? When you are an older woman, you're only going to pull younger men if you are bad. Okay? If you are attractive and younger men want you. So it's giving jealousy a little bit. I don't know about impressive specifically. Maybe not. I don't know her. But I'm also referring to these comments from these other women. Oh, I can never date a man that's young. Okay, that's you. Don't do it then. I'm confused. Why you so pressed and so angry about it and got all these negative things to say? I don't get it. What the fuck that got to do with you? Like, what's the issue? And yeah, I feel like that's what it comes down to, because it's like the busted older women, they're not pulling younger dudes. They're just not. So, yeah.
Knew her mother and was all under her pics.
Who is her mama?
Dirty work. Hashtag now Bria Hicks, you should date Draya's son. I mean, this is so embarrassing. So embarrassing. I think Draya got pregnant out of desperation because she realized that if she wanted to be financially secure for the rest of her life, she had to go for somebody younger and dumber. And Jalen is definitely that. Young and dumb. And also he's cute and rich too. So he's an easy prey for women like Draya. Apparently. And in his mind, he probably thinks it's a flex that Draya Michele is having his baby, but he doesn't realize that he's being used. And make no mistake about it, he is grown enough to know better, but I do feel really sorry for him because
she could very well be in love with this man. Why are y'all just assuming that it's about... Bro, I hate everybody.
Too naive to understand the type of woman Draya is. Women like Draya use men for a come up. This is what they do. They scout athletes, they scout rappers and singers, and they try to attach themselves to any guy who has some type of status,
Why aren't you saying that?
And find out how to use them. And see, Draya knows that her options aren't the same. She can't pull these type of tricks on a successful man in her age bracket. So she had to go younger. This was her only option. And she's not the only one who's doing this. Brittany Renner did it too. She trapped the NBA.
This narrative is goofy. And also Brittany Renner is bad, okay? She's very attractive. So she can pull men who are younger. So to be like, oh, these women are doing this because this is their last resort. That makes no fucking sense. A last resort would be you dating a crusty old 80-year-old man because you can't get anybody else around your age or nobody else is fucking with you, so you have to date the most busted of the busted. You know what? They're dating young men who are in their prime, who are very successful. So how is that thought of as the last resort? And what? I don't understand that.
NBA player PJ Washington with a baby, and Brittany was 6 years older than him, which is not really a...
So, when men pull young, attractive women, it's a come up for them, and they get dabbed up, and it's like, oh, you pulled a bad bitch, oh, period, you the man, da da da. But when older women pull younger dudes, it's, oh, you are so desperate. This is all you can do. This was your last resort because nobody else wants you. Huh?
Big deal when you compare it to the age difference between Draya and Jalen. She was 26 and he was 20, but he was still younger and he was still usable. And Brittany was on the hunt to take advantage of a young, naive baller.
Maybe she was.
She claimed she wasn't with him for money, but she knew PJ had a bright future ahead of him and he was going to go to the NBA. So she trapped him.
The worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, you could just an athlete. They're really dumb.
Also, Joy Chavez is another one who I feel is like Draya. She was trying to find a come up too. She was linking with the rappers and the ballers. She has babies with Bow Wow.
See, you got a case with these people. Brittany Renner was on camera saying shit like that, like, oh, you could trap a dude, da da da. So y'all had a point. And is Brittany Renner actually very successful on her own? I don't know. Like, is she financially doing well? I really don't know. But Draya financially doing very well. And Draya has a baby by who? Like, I don't think her baby daddy is like a rapper or anything like that. The oldest one. So there's that. Joy though has a baby by 2 rappers. So maybe you can make that argument. And what does Joy do other than dance? I don't know if she has her own money. So these people, maybe you got a point. But Draya
and Future, she was even dating Diddy at one point, and now she's dating the NFL player Trayvon Diggs, who is 10 years younger than her. Joy is 34 and Trayvon is 24. And he's definitely spoiling her. He's splurging and buying her expensive gifts like a Rolls Royce. So she's getting what she wants out of the relationship. And that is money, financial security. And she had to go for somebody younger because she too was out of options. She's dated enough rappers and she had to lay on her back for Diddy to throw money her way. And who knows what she had to do to get that bag. And at one point, she thought she was going to hit the jackpot with her daughter, but her daughter didn't want to be in the spotlight, and Joy was upset about that because her daughter was going to be her cash cow. She was going to give her the lifestyle that she wanted without having to compromise herself for the likes of Diddy. And she complained about her daughter not wanting to create content and work.
I don't know. She just does not like being recorded. She's just like, Mom, stop. Mom, stop. Every time I have to sneak into it. And even when I sneak into it, she gets so mad. She's just like, no, I look crazy. Like, no, I look my hair needs to be done. And then when her hair is done, she's like, Mom, stop. I'm like, what's the problem? She's like, I just don't want to be recorded. Like, I don't want to do that. And I don't want to act either. And I was like, okay, well, we're not even talking about acting. I don't want to do it. And I feel like you and my dad are trying to pressure me into, like, acting and all this stuff, and I don't want to do it. Like, I just want to be...
not you telling all your business. Hold on, let me slow this down to normal, because she's spilling the tea.
Kid, I just want to go to school, and, like, I just want to, like, you know, be a kid and play sports and have friends, and, like, that. I just want to be a kid.
Yeah, that's sad.
Baby girl, in my head, I'm like, girl... You're 12, you're so talented and so beautiful, and you could really be out here getting to the bag at 12. But okay. I get it.
That's weird.
I'm not going to pressure her, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to pressure you. That's not what you want to do, and you don't have to do it. But you guys, I don't know. Try to, like, comment or something. Knock some sense into her.
What?
Even the last TikTok we did, like, the TikTok that was like, let me see you do it, right, do it, left. Do it, right, do it, left, do it. It was so fun, but I literally had to beg her. Do you see her face? She looked so annoyed the whole time. I was like, wait, I hope somebody doesn't realize, like, she did not want to do this. She's like, I don't want to do that. I'm just like, but you taught me the dance. Like, let's do it. Yeah, I taught it to you for fun, but not for us to, like, be posting it and stuff. I'm like, shy.
Wow.
So after Joy realized
really
that
sad.
she couldn't use her daughter for a financial come up, she decided to find someone else, and she found someone younger and a little bit more naive, similar to how Draya found Jalen. And I'm not trying to shame these women. I know it sounds like I'm shaming them.
Girl, you are.
But I noticed there's a sense of desperation amongst women like Draya. They get older, make bad decisions, mismanage their dating life, have multiple children by different men.
Desperation is fucking who the fuck did I marry, lady. That's desperation. Dating a busted nigga with busted teeth who ain't got no job and printing out fucking Google bank statements and you believe in it. You know what? I ain't and this is not to come for her whatsoever, but that situation is desperate. To call these women desperate who are pulling successful young men in their prime and say that that's their last option when these guys could easily date women their own age, but they are picking the older girls, the older women. They're picking them over the younger girls. But it's the women, it's these women who are desperate, and it's them who who have to resort to these men. Am I tripping? Where's the logic?
And they wake up.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it and understand what she's trying to say.
They don't have the options they used to have. This is why it's important for young women to date with intention.
They have more options.
Especially hypergamous women who want to date men of a higher status financially. They have to date smart. They have to move like somebody like Sabrina Elba. They have to carry themselves a certain way to attract a man who is of high caliber. Also, they shouldn't be too accessible and shouldn't be seen with every hot rapper or every new athlete on the scene. Lastly, they shouldn't be out here having babies with multiple guys. It will end up affecting their dating options moving forward. But anyway, tell me what y'all think about this.
I'm sorry. I was really trying to understand where she was coming from, but I still am not getting it. Because if anything, they have more options. Because they can pull younger dudes and older dudes. And I know she's, making the claim that, they can't get anybody their own age. That is utter fucking cap. I'm sure they get courted by men their age constantly. Like, these are all very beautiful women. So what are we talking about? I mean, obviously there are a lot of older men who are dating younger women in their 20s and whatnot, but there are still a lot of older men who date women around their age, especially when they're beautiful. They don't mind. So how are they running out of options so they have to resort to young? please, if you guys are on Impressive side and you agree that Dre ain't shit because of all these reasons, please elaborate, because I'm having a hard time understanding. And apparently that's the consensus, is that most people think that Draya is trifling and she's terrible, and y'all think that she ain't got no options. So please shed some light, because I'm confused. Very confused. But yeah, like I said, I think she should do her, and maybe she's actually in love, and they actually just had a slip up and she got pregnant, and they're just like, hey, let's keep it. That's possible. Doesn't have to be this whole trap conversation. But all right, anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye.